Welcome to StrengthCenter. I'm Jon Stacy and joined with Stephen Good and Derek Owens. So here today for our first segment, we are going to open up with Europe's Strongest Man. The most interesting thing I saw was a failed world record attempt by Iron Bibby. Stephen, what'd you think?
I think a softer judge would have given it to him like they have in the past. So I was happy to see that they tightened things up, made the judging more strict, because I know a lot of people were upset with some of his lockouts in the past.
Absolutely, yeah.
It seemed to be the same case in this log lift. His left arm just didn't seem to fully extend. So I was happy to see the sport kind of get more strict across the board in that sense. I know Luke went for it as well. He did a good job. It just, he had a whole other competition to prepare for. So when mentally you're like, I can't give it my all, I have to kind of save some. So that was there, and I know Bobby Thompson from America, he was there to go for the American record as well, and I think he hurt himself on the 480-pound log as an abductor.
Yeah, I saw that. It seemed like Bobby was having a pretty tough weekend altogether, really. He had some issues at the airport, I think.
Yeah, lost his luggage, didn't have any of his equipment. I think Big Laws and Aunt Liz stepped in and helped him out. Derek, did you hear more about that?
Yeah, I saw his post. Bobby Thompson made a whole entire post about it, thanking Laws and Giants Live in general for supplying a wardrobe and helping him out throughout the way, though. But before we talk more about Bobby, I want to talk about, I didn't even realize Iron Bibby's he went for the axle. Do you think the axle makes a big difference than his log that he attempted this time? Do you think the judging was differently because he went from he did the 217 with those soft elbows.
Sure.
Do you think the log made any difference in his lockout positioning, or do you think he's better at axle than log?
In my personal opinion, I just think it came down to the judging because both those lockouts look very similar to me. They both look soft. I think the Giants Live and the whole strongman community heard the complaints that everybody made online, and they listened, and they tightened things up.
I felt like that 217 he did went up faster than his attempt. What did he try, 218? He got 218, right? On the log?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he failed
He tried 228.
228, and that was like 507?
507, yeah.
This is kilograms, by the way. Yes. 217 kilograms.
Freedom units.
Yeah, so he got the axle world record, but I don't.
Well, and then also
it went up fast, but he had no control over it at the time.
No, as soon as it gets above his head, it's just shaky, and he's just.
Are we going to ignore the fact that on his axle world record, he failed his third attempt, and they just gave him a fourth for no reason?
I was not aware of
on
that.
The axle?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that was post-COVID, too. They all wanted to get some more attention into the sport, and they're like, the crowd was literally cheering for him to give another attempt, though. I mean, you got to give the people what they want at the end, but he didn't lock that out, if we're being completely honest, though. It was fair judging this past weekend at Europe's Strongest, though. So.
Absolutely, yeah.
Way to redeem yourself, Giants Live.
Very true, and Iron Bibby is a very, very strong person.
Absolutely.
I can't take anything away. He's statically strong. I just wish that he would compete. Yeah. Actually compete and not just show up for records. I mean, if you just want to show up and do a couple of lifts and be statically strong, that's what powerlifting's for.
So who made the finals or the top three podium in Europe's Strongest Man? Sorry.
It was a tight race, especially the 1 and 2. You had Alexei Novikov from Ukraine. He got 52 points. Luke Stolman got 48, and Konstantin Janashia got 38.5 points. Okay. It really. Luke looked really, really strong all through it. His deadlift came along. He got 5th on the deadlift, which is huge for him. He just had some clumsy moments. The power stairs threw him off. The chain drag, he just double checked to make sure it was hooked. And I know that's half a second to a second, but if you look, there was only 2 seconds between the top 4 guys in that
that's
chain.
All the difference in the world.
Yeah. Then it came down to the stones, and I don't know if there's a tighter race that's ever happened in stones. 20.3 for Alexei Novikov, 20.4 for Luke Stolman.
Wow.
But Luke handled it like a true professional. He was the first one to congratulate him. He didn't take a second to hang his head. He went over there, hugged him, told him great job.
Luke is definitely a gem in the sport right now. Yeah, he's definitely the energy that kind of reflects why I even got into strongman. And seeing Luke at the Arnold too a couple weeks ago too, you could just see it the entire time. He was happy, he was smiling, just hanging out the whole time. He even stayed after to meet some of the fans and stuff. Though, really good guy.
Great.
As great as Alexi and Luke were, where was Tom?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, he didn't show up. I haven't seen any posts about an injury or any reason for him not to be there.
It's not like he needs to prove anything though, but we
Very
still wanted
true.
to see it though. Yeah, he's probably
he
tired.
did absolutely crush it in Britain's Strongest Man. I mean,
And
he's
world's strongest man last year.
yeah,
I mean, talk about a tight stone race was Tom and Brian Shaw in the finals for the first and second place.
absolutely. You think Brian's got another one in him?
No,
No.
no. hesitation.
Brian Shaw.
Yeah.
Any more?
World's
Titles?
strongest man titles.
No, no, not at all, dude. I think he should have hung up the hat a while ago, but I think he's waiting for his
A while
entrepreneurial.
ago, I mean, he just got second. It's not like he's. It's not
Second
like
in
he's
what?
bad. Second at World's Strongest Man.
What year?
Last year.
Yeah, I know. What about the year before?
He took fifth.
I know, but
Okay.
if we want to look at the lineup of last year too, as well, we didn't have some of the stacked competitors that were in the year before.
I'm just saying
Okay.
you're thinking that he's hurting his reputation. I don't.
I
He's
don't
still
think he's
podiuming.
hurting his reputation. I think, man, how long he's been competing for 20 years.
He has.
I'm the type of person that likes to go out when I'm at top, when I'm at the top.
So if he wins this year, definitely retire. Brian.
You think he's gonna win?
I think he's got a good chance this year.
You heard
I
it,
would.
folks.
I think he's got a good chance this year, and if he wins it this year, that's it.
All right,
Be
here's a
promoter.
poll at the top of your screen, guys. Let's put some money on Brian Shaw.
In a podium finish.
I don't
say
even-
winning.
I don't-
No.
I don't even
You think he's gonna? I know he's gonna podium this
Okay.
year.
I don't
Okay.
think he's gonna podium at
You
all.
don't think he's gonna podium?
I don't think
No.
Brian Shaw's
He's gonna podium 100%, and I think he's got
100%.
a better chance of winning this year than the other year because I think he knows
That's bold.
this is his year.
I think he's too watered down. He's got all these other projects going on.
He does
and
have a lot going on. He's building
Absolutely.
warehouses and gyms and holding competitions.
he's turned into a great businessman. He's really
Absolutely, yeah.
still not that great in front of a camera though. But
Well, neither are we. So.
yeah.
Right.
anyways,
We all
but,
need some work, I
Yeah,
guess.
right. Great. Still stronger than I'm ever gonna be though. But
All right.
Also,
anyways, nobody cares about my
We'll put a
opinion.
poll up and you tell us what you think.
yes.
I'm only 200
Back
pound man.
to Europe's strongest man. Last thing I want to touch on is Novikov and how
Mhm.
well he's performing with all the pressure he's under right now.
I can't imagine what he's going through. I've seen interviews where he's saying that he feels guilty that he
Yeah.
gets to go to these competitions where he gets to be safe momentarily while his friends and family are at home going through
Sure.
the turmoil that's happening in Ukraine. And he's also he's very limited in his training. He's only get to train two days a week for strongman, and the rest of it spent training as a soldier. And I think everyone's seen the clips of that. It's
Sure.
I'm not saying he's on the front lines, and I don't think he should be. I think he needs to be the morale for that country.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
Yeah, definitely. No, he's definitely representing the country the way he needs to.
Yes.
I don't think a person like that needs to be at the front lines. He definitely is helping the country as a whole more than anything. So from
Absolutely.
what I can see,
And especially in it's different because I've seen stories of where we have NFL players that leave the NFL to go join our army and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But we are a much larger country than you.
they're a second world country too as well. We're a first world, so
Yeah.
it's crazy just what they have to go through going against Mother Russia.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. I think if the fighting was at his front door, he's not going anywhere.
Right.
But I think he's serving his country better by going out, winning these competitions, bringing attention to Ukraine, and I think he's bringing home his prize money and
was gonna
helping
say,
out the
yeah.
country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Arnold upped his prize money for winning the Arnold, and as far as I know, he donated all of that to the war effort.
Or I think he's in the still working through that money he got.
Is he?
I don't think he dumped it all at once though.
Okay.
He's slowly, from what I've seen, he's slowly pumping out more money
We'll
into
play
equipment.
a clip of the Arnold prize money situation right now. I put
Because of that, the selflessness of you and the courage that you show, I just want you to know that we're going to award you not a regular cash prize as the second place winner, but we're awarding the same cash prize that the winner gets, so that you can donate that money for body arms when you go back. Congratulations.
All right, so our next segment, we're going to talk a little bit more, not quite amateur, but somewhere in between with OSG regionals. Our own Derek Owens is actually running the Southwest Regional in Houston, Texas. Tell us about that, Derek.
Yeah, regional system. For anybody who doesn't know, I've gotten the opportunity to work with OSG. We're expanding OSG and making it more inclusive. Basically, what the regionals is going to do is not only is it giving allowing another opportunity outside of the online qualifiers that it has traditionally been there. We're now having an in-person competition with some cash incentives. So that's really, really big, a little different. It's not like it's going to be able to pay for your next month's rent or anything like that, though. But, of course, traveling isn't free. And for anybody who's competed or traveled before, it can really add up, though. So what we're doing with the regional system is the first 3 podium all the podium finishers of every single weight class that we have, the masters, all the lightweight, all the women, all the men, they're all receiving their OSG invitation as well as it paid for $200.
Okay.
Then the first place finishers of every single class is going to be getting a $500 incentive for travel. So a nice little stipend on top of that. And so not only do you get the cash incentive and you get your invite to OSG in person going against real competitors, you get the bragging rights. And that's something you can't really get on the online qualifier, though, because anything can happen. A lot of us, I'm a little wary of the online qualifier myself and done that with different, not only OSG, though, but you don't know what other people are doing or how heavy they're sitting. That's the biggest thing is I know some dudes that compete in the 90 kg and they're just walking around like 220, 100 kilograms when they do their online qualifiers. And you can't do that in competition. You still got to weigh in. So I'm excited to see what happens.
That's something that I don't want. I don't know how to say it, but I'm not jealous that you have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I worry about a guy who's 250 pounds that's about to cut all the way down.
Nope. Yeah.
I'm open. What it is what it is. If you show up at 500 pounds or 300 pounds, it's all under one weight class.
It's a totally different world out there, though. But OSG and regional system that we're doing right now, it's something totally different. And this is the first year we're doing it. We're hitting the ground running, though. So next year's going to be even bigger.
So do you have a deadlift event in OSG?
Oh, we do.
Awesome. Are you going to allow people to deadlift in their socks?
No. If you do any of my competitions, you have to wear shoes.
I was unaware of this rule. Okay.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
A lot of the big time shows they allow people to deadlift barefoot.
That's great. I'm not running those shows.
I think Eddie Hall's world record deadlift was done barefoot.
It
I think
was.
Thor's was as well.
All of them.
I guess it doesn't count in my eyes.
It doesn't count unless you wear shoes.
Yeah, you got to wear shoes, guys.
What classifies as a shoe? Can somebody just show up with those hospital shoes on?
What are hospital shoes?
You know those little hair nets that go in? Yeah.
Those aren't hospital. Those are surgery shoes.
Surgery.
Those are if you're going into surgery.
Shoes is in the name, sir.
Is
Yes.
it? Those are socks. Those are bona fide socks with bottoms on them.
All right.
Fair enough. Wear shoes when you deadlift or it doesn't count.
So how about with those OSG regionals? I heard there was a unified event across the board for all the regionals.
Yeah, something we're doing this year. Hopefully, we're going to be doing every single year. We're having one consistent event in every single competition, where the rules are the same, the weights are the same for every single weight class. In this way, so there's 3 different regionals, and the idea behind it is so you do one regional. Say someone's competing in Southwest, and your friend's doing Northwest. And they're in the exact same class, but you guys don't get to compete against each other. So we're having the sandbag to shoulder ladder. In this way, we're going to be able to see numbers across the board throughout the year. Sure. Not only do you get to see how well you do stacked up against your class at your competition, you get to see how well someone else did in the exact same event, in the exact same format competition with the exact same people judging it, so on and so forth. Though, so it's a nice little flair. We're bringing more consistency to the official strongman games and the regional system.
Yeah, a little bit more competitiveness to it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that. It kind of takes, because you have guys who say, "Well, I deadlifted 800 pounds." Well, I deadlifted 850. Well, what kind of deadlift was it? What kind of bar was it? What height was it?
And it brings some of that, because that's what the online qualifiers is like too, though. Because everyone in the online qualifiers is about 3 events. You do them in your gym, but you could see what someone else is doing somewhere else, though. Mm-hmm. So it's a nice little add to the twist to see what people are capable of and how they want to stack up.
Yeah, I love that. Speaking of events for the OSG qualifiers, my old home gym, Dungeon Strength RX in Tacoma, Washington, is holding the Northwest qualifier, and they threw out event 1, a bench press event. Yeah. How do we feel about that, Steven?
Well, coming from a football background, I've had some experience with the 225 bench press, and if they use NFL rules where they give them about 20 warnings before they take away a rep, I think you're going to see guys getting 45, 50 reps, which is kind of ridiculous. But if they do strict calls, they make them lock their elbows out, they don't let any excessive bouncing off the chest, stuff like that, I think you'll see some true strength there, and you'll see like 35, maybe 40 reps.
What are your bets? You want to do some more bets? We got Brian Shaw in. What's the most reps you're thinking you're going to see in the open class?
38.
38. Okay.
38.
That's a lot.
38.
So I did
The
read,
most is that the most, or you think that's an average?
No, that will be the most. I think average would be 28,
Open class, Northwest, regionals, combine, bench press. Stephen Good says 38. What about your weight class? How many do you think?
26 is my
26
guess.
is what you think they're going to cap out at?
26. And
Touch
I
it.
know that I'm good for 26. So
You're talking
I'm
about
sure-
middleweights, right?
So you're the best of the best, is what you're saying.
Well, I'm good for 26 with soft lockouts.
Ah.
I read in the rules it's hard elbow lockouts.
Yeah, there's gonna
and
be
commands.
a press command and a down command.
So,
There is.
Yes.
Oh, ooh.
So
Ooh,
I'm thinking.
yeah.
I didn't know there was a press command. I kind of want to take
I'm
back.
thinking people that are a little bit better than me are going to be handicapped with that a little bit.
I'm almost
and,
positive here. Let me double check.
We're gonna
on
fact check this, but
Yeah, I'm
if
fact
that's the
checking.
case, I'm gonna have to change my answer.
that. Yeah, I was like, all right, we didn't look at the
Pushing 40
rules.
reps is what Steven thinks. I want to see him do that after this video.
As far, tell you what, if y'all give me some soft judging, I might could do it. Don't make me lock my left elbow up.
Well, Derek's judging, and he doesn't let socks on the deadlift platform. So
I only bench barefoot. That's
They
weird.
didn't specify, but in my meetings, Ryan and them, the folks at Dungeon Strength, they did say they were going to. I guess they. The rules are simple. The bar must touch the chest. The elbows must straighten completely at the top. The butt must remain in contact with the bench. So I don't know. You want to change those numbers? See how strict they are.
Okay, if it's an up and down command, I'm going 32. If it's rapid pace, they can get in a rhythm. I think we're going to see somebody at 40.
What about my weight class? What do you think?
your weight class?
225, 90 kilogram. We got some freak benchers out there.
Yeah.
This event might change it up for a lot of people.
That's over body weight.
This might be a big advantage for some people that aren't like statically good at or not that great with other
And it's event
strongman
number
events.
one. People are gonna
Be
steal
fresh.
Some points on
There's some.
this.
This is
Yeah.
going to really set apart some of the people that
Yeah.
normally wouldn't be in the head. In
You
the
know what?
lead.
You're right. I think there's some middleweights that could push the heavyweights and beat
Sure.
them. You know, because
Arguable.
maybe these heavyweights
Workload
don't
capacity,
have the
yeah,
stamina.
the workload
absolutely.
Those
capacity, yeah.
heavyweights
They could
don't
die
travel
out at
quite as far
25
with
reps.
that bar with those big ass chests.
That's true. What's a number? I'm thinking we're going to see some good like 20 reps.
Sure.
A good solid rep like 20 with 225 touching.
I feel like 20 is going to be the number that separates the podium guys from the rest of the pack. Like, there's
Yeah,
going to be some
right.
guys entering that are going to get 10,
Mhm.
and then you're going to see the top of the top over 20, maybe 30.
We'll see.
Okay, so I'm going to put a poll up, and you guys let us know how you feel about a bench press being introduced into strongman again.
Do you want to see more?
Well, look, we kind of glossed over, but the women 135.
Oh
For
yeah,
reps.
oh yeah,
Yeah, that's not easy.
That's not easy at all. I know there's a lot of women out there that powerlift that can rep out 135, pretty easily. But once they get into double digits, who knows? I don't think anybody's gone double digits.
I've seen
that
more
hard.
finicky. I work with a lot of female clients, and any type of pressing, whether it's bench or overhead, there's that spot where it's this is easy, then boom, it's way too much, and it could be just like one rep away. So
Okay, yeah, sure.
that threshold, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen a lot of my clients that I work with, and we can add 5 pounds of something, and they can't even budget at all though. So we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. There are some women out there that I know could knock out some crazy numbers with 135, like Inez.
Yeah.
Or if Nadia decided to come roll up into the Northwest. So
Well, then that's Erin Murray's home gym, and I know I've witnessed her bench like 235 pounds. So 135, I don't know rep wise.
exactly, and that's the other thing about it though too is like you may be really statically strong, but what's your workload capacity like?
Right.
So it could be a totally different story. Somebody benching 300s easily. Who knows what they could do with 135?
Yeah, you get that
So-
lactic acid built up.
Yeah,
80%
easy,
Yeah,
and then
I
everything just locks up.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see who trains for it and who just thinks that a big bench number will take them there, and they don't need to.
You know what's even crazy? I just mentioned Nadia Staurzo, but everybody is allowed to go to OSG in these regionals. I have some of the rosters, but yeah, it doesn't matter if you're already an established pro. Doesn't matter
Really?
if you've won OSG. You can do this regional system because of the cash incentive.
Oh,
So
Okay.
yeah, I actually know some. CJ's doing my Southwest.
sure. Yeah.
He's doing the Southwest, and I'm pretty sure he's going after that stipend and that $200
Yeah, you
paid
might as
invite.
well,
It
absolutely.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
so anybody out there, if you're a pro and you just want to have a nice, easy paid trip, this might be the chance for you.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
I don't know. I don't care what tier of strongman you're coming from. I don't think this competition will be a breeze for anybody.
No, not at all. I personally have some of my own clients that are really aiming towards this, and they're gonna give it their all. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a walk away for anybody though.
Nope.
But you don't have to qualify to compete in the regional system, but there's nothing holding anyone back. So if Brian Shaw wanted to show up at the open class for the Southwest, and he can.
Hey, maybe if he doesn't get the World's Strongest Man title next year, he'll
Yeah,
come
I
and get an
know.
OSG title.
Yeah, sorry, you should have won.
Yeah, you can join the ranks of Zadrunas at OSG competing for World's Strongest Masters.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty. All right, I take it back. I watched that a Big Z go, and he went through the motions.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh man,
He just
yeah.
walked through the whole
We all
thing.
actually thought I saw him there. I was like, oh, he's doing Masters, and I was like, oh, he's doing Masters. Like, come on.
Yeah.
He should have done the open class.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure he won that one too.
Mhm.
So circling back a little bit to the bench, they're not allowing sleeves, which is interesting to me on
Yeah.
a lighter bench. However, it brings up another point, in my opinion, of should we allow deadlift suits at lower end competitions, or amateur, I should say, not lower end.
I am against them at an amateur level.
Okay. Why?
I think that's something that needs to be reserved for the pros. I think suits, once you get to a certain weight, suits obviously help, but I think they also help protect you
Sure.
with more stability and things of that nature. I just don't think they're necessary in the amateur ranks, and I think they give people false numbers sometimes.
I honestly don't think they should be allowed at all in strongman.
Really?
I'm gonna come in there and throw a wrench in the whole thing, and I don't think they should be allowed at all. I don't like them. I just don't think they. It's just not strongman. It's just it takes too much time to get set up, and it's just my opinion. It needs to be a little more caveman like though. But the same thing could be said about using straps.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. I don't think it should be used. It takes too much time. It takes away from the actual thing, and I want to see more raw power instead of.
From a spectator standpoint, I agree.
And
Take way too long.
And that's it, because I'm not only am I an athlete, I'm a promoter and I'm a
true.
spectator. I love watching strongman competitions. And when you're a promoter and you're a spectator, you don't like dealing with suits.
Yeah.
Unless you're a competitor who knows a suit's going to help them out a lot.
Sure.
And I'm a hypocrite. I used a suit at Worlds because it was allowed though, and that was the only way I was going to be able to hang with those other dudes.
In
But
case you
I
didn't
mean-
think Derek was invalidating Thor and Eddie's deadlift more by the barefoot.
yeah, right. Yeah, shoes and
Or
suits. I want to see it raw. There's an entire sport that is dedicated. Powerlifting wouldn't even be around if it wasn't for
Sure.
equipped lifting. So let's just leave it to them.
Yeah.
Leave it to the equipped lifting. Let's just get raw dog it. Throw an axle in there. I don't even care if you use straps. Let's just see what it is. We already have an entire sport dedicated to suits.
Sure.
Okay, that's I think they don't need to be an amateur scene at all. I think they could be reserved for the pros. I don't think a 500K deadlift is possible without a suit in this decade at least.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Promoters out there that are going to be watching this, and hopefully more spectators though. But yeah, if you've ever been a spectator at a show and you've had to deal with competitors getting ready for suits, and actually Lynn Morehouse, when I was at Worlds, that was actually seamless. If you weren't ready with a suit on when it was time to go, you weren't going.
Sure.
That he is sadly the rarity in the sport though, because a lot of other promoters don't push their athletes in the back to be ready on time.
Right.
So what happens? Everyone's waiting for the guy to put on his suit in the back, and he's wiggling inside of it. He needs 3 people to help him. It's a whole freaking show, and everyone stops for him too because they want to see some big numbers. And
Right.
like I said, it'd be easier if we just got rid of it.
I'm not against the suits at the Arnold or at Worlds, but I do completely agree with you. These guys need to be ready. I don't care if the suit's uncomfortable or not. That's just going to have to be part of it.
Well, everybody's crying about wanting to legitimize strongman. Not everybody, but a lot of people are crying about wanting to legitimize strongman, but they have zero professional integrity for the sport.
Yeah.
Like they don't want to make it seamless. They don't want to make it good for the spectators.
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing a lot of that. And we're seeing a lot of folks that are trying to do those things, and those shows seem to be coming out on top.
Yeah.
True. I mean, the athletes don't like it at first, but then they get the feedback. And this show was good. Oh, I'm getting home at a reasonable time.
Yeah.
I made it home for dinner.
I didn't have a chance to, but Aim Mueller, he was in charge of leading the Big Techs. The Big Techs, you had the chance of going to it.
I was
right?
there. You actually competed in it, and so
Yes.
let's talk about that. My personal opinion of the show, I thought Big Techs did a phenomenal job.
Sure.
Putting on the show.
Yep.
I thought
More specifically, not to dog Big Techs though,
Uh-huh.
but I think what they've done is they got Aim out there. I've known Aim for a very long time.
That's my first chance of
I-
getting to see him in action and getting to meet him, but he did a phenomenal job.
This isn't a jab at anybody, but I haven't. he's been taking this very, very seriously the past couple of months and hasn't gone unnoticed. And I wasn't there though, like I said though, but I heard a lot of really good feedback from.
He put on what seemed like a great show from a athlete perspective. I had a blast. He took care of me too. You know, I reached out to him and asked him if I was allowed to wear other grip shirts because I didn't have a USS grip shirt. He was like, "Hey, I got one for you," and gave it to me the day of.
Nice.
You know, he's a really good dude, good promoter. We just wanted to see everybody do their best at the show.
Yeah.
And,
So good on Big Tex for getting AIM involved. I know he was working out of his garage for a while. I think they just recently started working together though. But very, very excited to see him in the sport and being involved.
Now,
Yeah, there was a lot of small details you didn't see. All the volunteers had walkie-talkies so they could talk to everybody in the back. They had a separate
adding
warm-up
that
area.
sense of professionalism.
It was really good.
I used megaphones.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we were completely secluded in the back as far as the athletes for the warm-up area. We were warming up out of sight, completely away from everybody so that the show could go on without a hitch. And then the really cool thing, like you said, the walkie-talkies, there was a helper back there letting us know, okay, you know, the girls' weight class this is going right now. You guys have about 15 minutes, whatever. They were on top of it, and that was great. Keeping us ready to go like we were just talking about. So there was, however, some controversy.
And that's the end of the positives.
Before we dive into the controversy, Derek Owens would like us to pay credit to
Quinn Ramasco. Big upset. He's coming out of nowhere, it feels like. Obviously, this guy's been an athlete for a very long time, though. But he was at my showdown, Battle X Showdown, a couple months ago, and he took away, I hope it wasn't my record, but he set a new axle clean and press state record at 315 pounds at 175 pounds body weight. That is 80 kilograms.
So I thought he just jumped onto the scene. He actually got third at 2021 Strongman Corp Nationals.
Wow, awesome. Okay. I guess he's just a quiet dude.
Yeah, he has little to no social media presence.
Okay.
So if you don't know him, just go. You can look his name up on Instagram. He pulls right up. Quinn Ramasco. Go give him some love. But he won Big Tex. He won Battle Axe, and in 2021 he got third at Nats. And really,
that's a pro card in any other class.
Absolutely, and he did qualify for the Arnold. I'm not sure why he didn't go, but you know, I watched some of the videos at Strongman, and he just made some rookie mistakes where he actually could have won the whole thing.
Really?
I mean, he's a legit competitor.
Whatever he's doing this year is pretty amazing because I remember at the showdown, he actually missed weigh-ins. And so he went almost 24 hours without any water, no food, somehow hit weight, came back later that day for weigh-ins, made weigh-ins. I was there, watched it, weighed him in myself.
Wow.
Made weigh-ins, rehydrated, replenished everything. Not only did he set a new axle clean and press record at Showdown, he won it. He won it for his entire class. And then he comes in a couple months later, I think not even 8 weeks, and he comes into the Big Tex and he just walks around with he had a 13-point lead. No, 13-point lead to the next person in second place.
Did he go 5 for 5 in that show?
And I don't know exactly. Not skimming at the points right now. That's what it seems like. But he had he had a 13-point spread from what I can see right now. 13 points. And second place was Daniel Valderrama. He's a really good competitor as well. He's up and coming just on his own.
Wow. Who else was there? Matt Valentine, was he there?
Yep, he got third place. So
I mean,
we got
Matt Valentine. If you don't know him, he's been a really good competitor.
Yeah,
he's come to your shows
too.
He
also did the showdown as well. He was there. He was there as well. He put up a really good fight though.
I mean, Quinn is going against some of the top guys at 175, and he has really proven himself.
Yeah, so it was Quinn's competition. Not even gonna lie though, but yeah, after that, the points were a lot tighter. Moving on to the other competitors in the 181 class, the lightweight class.
Wow.
What about your heavyweight? Pro heavy. So. If you didn't know, the Big Texter was a heavyweight, and then there was a pro heavyweight.
Yeah, actually it's USS. So there's a heavyweight, a super heavyweight, and a pro heavyweight. But regardless, it was a fun class. The pro system in USS, I feel like it's still working the kinks out.
Nice way to put it.
That's very nice of you.
Well, as a competitor in the sport, I feel like I need to be.
Very nice of you, John.
So we actually had,
professional.
so for the USS Pro class, you have to have 6 people to qualify for the winner to get pro status and an invite to the International Pro Show, which is actually going to be in Austin, the same place that Big Tex was, at the same gym. But we had a dropout that morning, never showed up, didn't call nobody, so they took away our pro qualifier. So we had a last minute sign up of Arnold competitor, Eric Carlson.
So when I got there, they said, "Oh, we just got some random guy to do
Not
the show."
the random guy was Eric Carlson.
Yeah, and then he comes up to me and he's like, "Oh, I'm competing." I was like, "You're the random guy?"
Isn't he? He got his pro card at the
No, he
Arnold.
took fifth.
He took fifth.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was so close.
Just one spot behind me.
But yeah, by no means is he a random competitor.
Absolutely not.
No,
And,
no, yeah, and he
On
was.
hit-
Eric was even telling me about it too before and afterwards. How he wasn't even training for 3 weeks after the Arnold until he rolled into this though. So
No, he was still banged up from the Arnold, still trying to heal some wounds. So when he was like, "Yeah, I haven't touched a weight," I was like, "You're just gonna jump into this pro show?"
These guys are not trying to make me feel good about myself because Eric actually turned out to beat me at this show. He took second. On a day that was supposed to be his deload.
Yes.
So,
He wore a deadlift suit for the first time, which was hilarious to watch.
yeah, he didn't wear it. He draped it over himself, and it was horrible to see.
Eric,
Atrocious.
this is all great. You did everything wrong that you could have, and you still wowed everybody. Good
Hey,
job,
at the end of
Eric.
the day, though, I want to give Eric some credit. Though he didn't do this for himself. He did this.
No.
He did this for the sport. He
Absolutely
didn't do this for any federation. He didn't do this for any person. Though he did it for the sport.
No, he
I
he
gotta
saw the
commend him.
guys working really hard to get there. He saw, you train, Dom train. He goes, I don't want to be the reason this is,
I also think he just he's got some optimism in the sport and he wants to see it grow somehow. And the best way to do that is to have some faith in this new pro division. Don't know where this pro division will take you though. Yeah, quote unquote. I don't even care. Shots fired or whatever it is though. But
There was some more controversy after
Yes.
2 events into this. We actually had somebody get hurt. They blew out their patella tendon on an 800-pound yoke for 100 feet. And
a guy who was leading the competition.
What's
yes,
his
he
name?
was in first place by
Yes.
like
Max?
9 points.
Yes.
What was his name?
Austin.
Austin Ham.
Yes.
Yep, they're right here. They kept him on here. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in first place after 2 events. Went into the yoke, blew out his patella tendon, and then we received word as athletes that because of that, we were getting our pro status revoked as an option.
I don't agree with that because I honestly think this is just me as a competitor and as a coach. But whenever you injure yourself in training, whether it be in the gym or at a competition,
Sure.
I think that's a reflection of your athleticism. So I don't think that should disqualify anybody from receiving their points or making this
No.
division whatsoever.
Especially when he actually completed one of the events.
Right.
I mean, he's in it. He's in it. He was
Exactly.
leading.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So whenever you have a reflection and you see somebody hurt themselves and it's because of maybe proper hydration was being lacking or maybe
Sure.
some of the supplements they were taking was holding them back in that way. What I'm getting at is that's a reflection of their performance, and that I don't think that should take away from this pro division. So I think that taking away and then the decision being made that now everybody involved has no chance of being a pro.
Yeah.
I think there's some other underlying.
So since that has come out, there's been some Facebook comments and some controversy going on. Apparently, that wasn't exactly what Willie said, the
Mhm.
head of the USS. Apparently, he wasn't actually pulling the status, but it was a miscommunication. I never saw the texts or messages, so I don't know.
No, right.
100%.
All hearsay.
But,
That's also something I would say though. If I was
yeah,
him.
I just-
Exactly.
I don't know.
So of course I didn't
I don't
say that.
I don't have all the answers, so.
But it shouldn't have
So
happened
how'd
in the
they
first
fix it?
place.
I mean, I was there.
we
I saw it,
had,
but
who was actually on our final segment of the day. We go into amateur of the week, and we can open up with my amateur of the week. It was the guy that jumped into the heavyweight class. Let me pull him up
Max?
real quick. Max. Yeah, I competed against Max at the
Max
Winter Rumble.
Lindemann.
Yep. At the Winter Rumble.
Yeah,
and
he jumped in apparently from what I can see, and he walked away with a staggering 2 points.
he jumped in halfway through
He
that show.
jumped in on the
Exactly,
third event.
though. But at the same time, though, that doesn't make any sense.
But
Not
he
at all.
competes as a 242 and jumped into the pro class heavyweight and lapped a 400 stone for like a 60-pound PR. He didn't quite load it, but the fact that he broke it off ground was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is very impressive though. But at the same time, the same idea of having somebody jump in halfway in the competition and it counts
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Why
Sure.
somebody who competed halfway through the beginning of it and had to drop out. I don't
Very
know
true.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
he didn't start the day, he didn't end the day.
exactly, he didn't start the day, and that guy didn't finish the day. So in the eyes of the way the rules seem to be going, though, neither of them should have counted from the perspective. So.
kudos to Big Tech's, the promoters, and the athletes that stepped in to save that show, though,
Absolutely.
to save that pro division.
I-
Good for them.
And this is another way I'm getting at too. I don't think that pro division would have made that competition though. Big Tex is an established gym. That's an established competition.
There were-
A Moeller is now an established promoter, and I don't think they needed the pro division to happen that competition to
There were
make it a good
something
show.
like 77 strongman competitors, and we made up 7 of them total.
Yeah, so
I know they put up some good numbers. I know there was a lot of effort that went out there.
there was, yeah, absolutely.
there's one person I know. It's Brenda Schubert, and
Mhm.
she's been in the
Yeah.
game since I started strongman, and she's had a really, really big heart in the entire sport though, and she ended up clearly walking away. It's a very tight race for the middleweight women, the 165s. She
Yeah.
did a really great job though. She put a lot of time into that, and she's also, man, how old is she? I don't want to bring up her age right now. I think she's in her
I think
40s.
that's a no-no.
We might
I'm
have
not
to.
sure.
We might have to cut that, but still very impressive is what I'm
We're
getting
already
at.
weight classing them, which is a no-no.
Yeah. not only is she been in the game for such a long time. She's been the longevity of her
A
lifting.
medium amount of time.
Medium?
Yeah.
No.
We didn't want to say she's
Oh yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Pfft. Anyways, she's no Big Z.
I mean, she's not Mark Felix. So.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Anyways, I had a breakfast with Mark Felix. If you know, you know.
Did you shake his hand?
I didn't.
Why not?
Oh, I did when I met him.
Did
It's
you?
ridiculous.
If you know the story at Worlds, for anybody out there listening, we had breakfast with Mark Felix. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And
fair.
JF Caron.
Wow.
It was at an IHOP. We didn't actually have breakfast with him, but we sat near him, and it was
That's good enough. That counts.
he had like 3 entrees. It was intense. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, so
yeah.
moving on. Amateur of the week. I already said mine. Who do you guys have?
Who's your amateur of the week? Oh, Max.
Max. Yeah.
The monster who
mine.
came
Mine
in
was
and slam dunked that stone.
He stole your
He
amateur
stole
of the
mine.
week.
Mine was Quinn. I have it written down right here.
Well, he actually didn't say his was the amateur of the
Okay.
week though, so you
Hold
both
on,
have to
let me-
come up with your own now.
All right.
You already threw Quinn out there.
Yeah, so your amateur's Quinn Ramasco. Yeah, he's great guy, up and coming. Like I would love to. He would be mine, but I know you have a soft spot for the lightweights. Obviously, you're just a lightweight stuck in a open heavyweight body.
Let's redo this segment.
No,
Oh,
no,
wait.
I love this. We're sticking to this.
All right, so
Um,
my amateur of the week is Quinn Ramasco that we talked about earlier. I just think he's blowing up. I think he's winning every competition that he enters, and if he's not winning the big shows, he's podiuming them, and that's
setting
consistent.
records this year. I want to see
Yeah.
a lot more of Quinn. If you're watching Quinn, I want to see a lot more of you. I hope to see you at Worlds. I hope
Absolutely.
you to see some big comps, man. He's got the mental strength down, obviously, from watching him cut, bounce back, and then set a record and win his weight class at my competition,
Sure.
and then
Unreal.
him walk away with another win at Big Tex just I think 8 weeks later. Really great job.
Quinn, go to nationals, compete, win it, and then I want to see you at the Arnold this year.
Yeah. Yeah, my up and coming amateur. I don't even know if you'd call him an amateur, but CJ.
Oh yeah.
CJ, the axle clean and press world record at 368 pounds. Don't ask me why I know that so well, though.
368 pounds.
Yeah, that's nuts. But he's definitely up and coming. Very quiet dude online. I think he's a middle school principal,
Yep.
like you said.
Yeah,
middle school principal coming
Living
in.
I think he's in Tucson, Arizona, but yeah, he's a middle school principal.
Middle school's in Tucson. Don't act up. Put it that way. Don't act up. That
Yeah,
man-
right.
We
Not-
say that, but if you've met CJ, he's the calmest, nicest person in the world.
I know he seems way
Don't
too
put him over the
nice.
edge.
I want
Keep
something
it
not
that
to
way.
like about him though, so
Right.
I can beat him.
Yeah.
So
He-
if you know that's 368 pounds to the dot, he must be in your weight class.
He is.
I've seen your axle. It's pretty good.
It's getting close.
Is that
how,
what
how
is
close
it?
are you?
I'm not gonna tell you, but I'm coming for that world record, and I'm not gonna beat it by a little.
I've seen reps at something similar to those numbers.
Similar. One thing I would like to point out, because it's not about me, it's about my amateur of the week though, and he's also going for the log press world record,
Yeah.
which is staggeringly higher, and you can have it. I don't want it. I'm never gonna get it.
I don't even want it to sit on
Yeah,
my chest.
I don't want that log. I can't imagine that weight in my hands, but
Yeah.
he's been consistently hitting over 90%, 95%.
Absolutely.
What is?
Yeah.
Give us the number.
Dude, he's repping out 350.
Jesus.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, his goal for the Clash record breakers is 370.
It's
370
insane,
at 200
guys.
pounds on a log.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't walk around at 220, 230 either, like a lot of these big dudes either. He's a real athlete. He's a competitor.
What's his background? Did he start in strongman? Or did
He's
he
a
come from
middle
college?
school teacher. I don't know, man. He's not hard. Don't get me wrong. He's not a
him-
biker gang or anything.
I met him at the Oldhaugen All-American Strength Challenge in 2020 at the LA Fit Expo. We competed against each other, and he wiped the floor with me in 231
Really?
class. Yeah.
Okay.
I think he took third at that event, and I was seventh.
Well, CJ, you got some high praise coming from this group of guys here.
I'm coming for you.
I know we had a special guest. Looks like we're running out of time. Who was it again?
Yeah. Sorry we
Oh,
couldn't get you on the show,
yeah.
Martin Lises.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
next time.
He's
Sorry
kind of
about
a
that.
Big deal.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I
Next
guess
time.
he's just kind of waiting on the other side of the door.
Don't worry, we'll cover your flight home. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
We'll get you out here.
Thank you for traveling all the way to California. I know you want an excuse to get out of that state anyways to come
Yeah.
to Texas.
I know this
but
is a big deal
we'll
for
take
you.
to dinner
Sorry.
or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, my teens.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching Strength Center. We'll see you next week.